Hello everyone, my name is Iain Temperley, and welcome to the Body Count, where we calculate the deaths, demises, and kills of various action and thriller films. Happy New Year to you! Today we look at Lethal Weapon 2. Personally, my favourite film of the franchise, because of its successful balance of dramatic and comedic elements. Plus, it has some great sequences and a couple of inventive kills. Anyway, let's count some bodies. The opening titles take us to a car chase in progress involving our boys and their partner Hank from Breaking Bad. They are in pursuit of this surly looking gentleman and his heat packing buddies. Plenty of chaos, but no confirmed casualties. While his friends are rescued by a helicopter, Mr. Surly isn't so lucky. He escapes though, leaving behind a trunk full of golden booty. Later, Riggs takes part in a bet where he can't escape a straitjacket in under 5 minutes, but he has a dislocated shoulder trick up his sleeve which gets him the win. It is a pain to pop it back in though. Surly, real name Hans, reports to his boss, South Africa's Arjen Rudd, and his right-hand man Peter Vorstedt. Mr. Rudd is played by English actor Josh Ackland, whose long career includes roles in Watership Down, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and The Hunt for Red October. Arjun isn't happy with losing the booty though, so top scenes, Hans. Well, at least he's not going to bother Andy Dufresne anymore. Gotta appreciate the plastic sheets. A good villain should be clean and efficient when killing people in their office or home. To keep his boys out of trouble, Captain Murphy assigns them to babysit a federal witness, Joe Pesci's
Leo gets whatever you need. Leo gets. You get it?
room service arrives in that he wants to serve Leo a bullet. Therefore, I'm going to put this unfortunate waiter on the count. It's safe to assume he killed him so as to leave no witnesses. Riggs tackles the duo out through the window down into the hotel pool below, allowing for the hitman to scarper. So, Leo, why are you in witness protection?
All I did was I laundered $500 million in drug money, okay?
Rudd's not pleased that Getz got away.
What are you doing?
Oh, just checking to see if I was standing on plastic.
I know I didn't have to include it, I just really love that line. Leo explains his clever laundering scheme to the detectives, and how he was skimming extra money for himself during the transactions, until his clients found out, forcing him to turn witness. He mostly dealt with couriers, but he did have a job interview with a guy named Hans. They are able to figure out where this interview took place, and not so silently infiltrate it. However, the room service killer makes a break for it, with a Riggs attached to him, plus Murtaugh and Leo in pursuit. This entertaining chase ends in spectacular fashion, with a decapitation by surfboard. Gnarly. The detectives go back to round up the rest of the gang, but Arjun emerges to reveal they're from the consulate and thus have diplomatic immunity, which means that
You could not even give me a parking ticket.
as they depart, Riggs bumps into Rudd's secretary, Rika van der Haas, played by former pop star Patsy Kensit. Skipping ahead, Riggs hears that Murtaugh hasn't been answering his phone, so he goes to investigate, finding that Roger has one serious potty emergency. Fortunately, they are able to delay the timer on the device, providing Martin the opportunity to pull Murtaugh to safety, though the bathroom will need some redecorating. Shit happens. Afterwards, Martin bumps into Rika and uses his smooth moves to win her over. Meanwhile, Peter is taking care of business, eliminating Weiler and Shapiro, as well as 4 other detectives. Elsewhere, Murtaugh survives one near-death experience, and then overcomes a sneak attack by another.
Nailed them both.
Martin and Rika's sexy time is disturbed by a couple of helicopters seriously shooting up his trailer. Fortunately, they escape through a hatch in the floor. Rika hides in a truck, allowing for Riggs to prove his status as a lethal weapon. Later, Rika and Martin are having a nice moment together, only to be interrupted by Peter, who drops a major bombshell. He was the one who caused the car accident that killed Riggs's wife. Martin is thrown into the water nearby, but uses his shoulder technique to break free and discover the body of poor, sweet Rika. Leo has also been captured and tortured by Vorstedt. Riggs phones his partner to say, "Screw being a cop, he's gonna kill them all." The duo meet up at the enemy's base, where Murtaugh kills two and saves Leo before Riggs literally brings the house down. They leave their friend behind and head to the docks. They take out 3 guys before opening a container, discovering a few millions of dollars in notes. They are locked in, but this bromance cannot be contained. As the ruined drug money rains from above, they drop into the obligatory final act shootout, adding 7 more bodies for me to count. Martin struggles with Peter before knifing him in the stomach, but that is too good for the weasel who took the loves of his life, so he decides to drop a container on his ass. Just when everything seems hunky-dory though, sore loser Arjun guns down Riggs.
Diplomatic community.
It's just been revoked.
Heck yeah. It looks like the end for Martin Riggs. But no, our lovable madman is still kicking. Our heroes laugh together as the camera pulls out and the credits roll. Now, before we move on, there's something I need to talk about regarding this ending. The original script by Shane Black, who worked on the original, and Roran Murphy, was a lot darker and bloodier, with Riggs dying at the end. But the studio and returning director Richard Donner wanted it to be lighter and focus more on comedy, so the script was rejected and rewritten. However, they still shot 2 endings, one where he lived and one where he died. That last shot is actually from the dead ending, hence why his body's not moving. Test audiences voted survival though, so more sequels were made. Riggs may not have died, but plenty others did, so let's head over to the breakdown and figure it out. In total, 32 people died in Lethal Weapon 2, 4 more than the first one, and with a runtime of about 112 minutes means that there is a death on average every 3.5 minutes. I'm going to give the Magnum Bullet Award for top death to Arjun Rudd. The setup, editing, and one-liner fit together wonderfully. The damp squib, meanwhile, will go to those 3 goons taken out at the docks. Well, that does it for this episode of The Body Count. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Take care. I should note that I was watching the director's cut of this film, and was unaware that these 2 deaths had been cut out. Until much later, hence why they aren't on the count. I'm sorry.